Good flipping morning to you. It's me again. Well, what am I doing today? Well, as a matter of fact, I shall be making some jam tarts. I do like a bit of jam tart, I do. Do you like a bit of jam tart? Hope you do. Anyway, my mum's laughing her head off at something over, I don't know why. But anyway, we'll go off to make the jam tarts now. But yeah, I do like a bit of jam tart. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'll see you in a jump cut. Okay, now what we're going to do now is that we're going to start making these jam tarts. A classic British dish. These go at least all the way back to the Lewis Carroll era. May have gone back earlier, I don't know. But anyway, regardless, we are going to go make these classics, and we're going to make them good. Anyway, let's go. Anyway, now we have our ingredients. Now I'll take you through them. Right, so of course we actually have our jams. We got blackberry with plum. We actually have also have traditional Bramley apple and blackberry jam. Okay. We also have ourselves some caster sugar. I did forget how much we need, but I mean we actually need 25 grams of this stuff. Right. This is for the dough, by the way. This next bit. We also need 100 grams of butter. 100 grams of butter. And last but certainly not least, 225 grams of plain flour. Because flour is the lungs and the heart and the brains of all the food that we've created thus far. Anyway, and also we also need our trays. Nice little dints in them, don't you see? We can just put the tarts right in there. We also have our cutters. Perfect for cutting through that dough and making the perfect size recipe. Now, and last but not least, the staple of both kitchens and murder mysteries everywhere, the rolling pin. Because we all need a bit of a nice rolling pin every now and then. Anyway, it's enough for now. Let's get cooking. Okay, so our first step is to take a pinch of salt and mix it in with this flour. Hold on. There we go. Some of it can get a bit stuck. Anyway, just going to stir this in nice and gentle. Need to make sure it gets ingrained pretty well. And now, the next step will be to rub in this here butter into the dough mix that we're trying to create. When you just get over. Sorry, it just got a bit stuck there. Apologies for hitting the camera. Anyway, we're just going to like rub it with the tips of our fingers, because if we rub with our palms, it will melt. It's too warm. We don't want it warm. We want it the room temperature, tepid at best. Anyway, just gonna. There we go. Just gonna like. Not very good at this, but still, just gonna try my best. There we go. Yeah, that's enough for now. I'll see you in a minute. So what we're doing now is I'm going to add our 25 grams of sugar into the pastry mixture, and I'm going to stir it in nice and gently. There we go. Let's get stirring. There we go. There we go, that seems all good and mixed in. And now, we're now going to need 2 tablespoons of cold water. Which is why we use our measuring spoon. This is the 1 tablespoon measurement. Oh, hold on. Just might need to tip it in though. Change it a bit more, as the omniscient voice would say. 1 tablespoon of water. Okay. And 2 tablespoons of water. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to use this here knife to stir and cut. And this is an interesting novel idea of how to stir, but there you go. There we go. Nice and proper. Now you can see that the pastry is now formed into a ball. What I'm doing now is that I'm going to cut this in half. It's actually quite satisfactory, this. And then I'm going to take one half, this half, and I'm going to like lay it here. And I'm going to roll it out flat with a pin, like such. Of course, we do have to flour the pin as well. Might be a bit too much. Here we go. Just gonna rub it all in everywhere. There we go. Now, let's roll this. Let's roll this guy up. Oh, I think we have to turn it. There we go. Remember to like put some back. There you go. Just make sure none of it stays off if it falls off. Yes. Okay, and there we go. Now, what we're doing now is we're going to use these here cutters to actually start making the necessary tart shapes we want. So I would my recommendation is that you actually cut near the edge, as much of the edge as you can, because then it saves space and you can maybe even get one out of the middle. But you can't get one out, if you get one out of the middle first, then you probably can't get that many around the edge. You see, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's cut to the chase. Okay, there's our first one. Okay, got some stuck on the throat there, but not anymore. That's number 2. Lovely. Aye, you can see we've got about 3 of these so far. I reckon we can get about another 3. But anyway, after we're done, we're going to use this knife as a sort of a spatula, and we're going to gently lower the tarts into the basin, as you can see. Now, we're going to keep cutting now. That's 4. Oh dear, may have missed a spot, my bad. And I think we can just about get number 5. And I'll see if we can get number 6, which we cannot. What a shame. Anyway, we managed to get 5 out of that particular batch. We shall now we'll then proceed to roll it out again and again until we've used up all the dough. Okay, so now you can see that all the trays have now been filled up. I'll just move them a bit out of the shade. Anyway, so we have actually got these all filled up. And now, as you can see, I've started to put the jam into it. And that's the Bramley apple and blackberry jam. Our friend kindly made this and gave it to us. Now, here we go. Just going to put about a scoop in each. Teaspoon in each. I mean, this is normal teaspoons, not like the measuring teaspoon. There we go. Tiny bit extra. Okay, I'm just going to have to scoop them with one spoon and scrape out with the other. Like such. Anyway, I'll see you when it's time to put them in the oven. Okay, now you can see that these tarts are all very good and done and complete. Now our next step to do, well our last step before the tasting is, hold on, this might have got a bit, what it is that we actually heat this at 200 degrees, we're going to cook it 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit or gas mark 6, depending on what sort of oven you're using. And you're going to bake this about 15 minutes. Yes, at the end of the 15 minutes, I'll post a review. Let's go. There we go, it's opening up. It's got our good old friend oven gloves. Always good to be safe. There we go. Ah, jeebus. Ah, there we go. Now I burnt my eyes out with that one. Okay. Now our next one, we'll stick that in the layer beneath it, like this. Okay. And close. Now I'll see you in 15 minutes. Okay, so now we've actually got some of these tarts all ready, as you can well see. What I'm going to do now is going to take one of these fine little specimens, this one for example. We're going to take a bite out of it and see how it tastes. I have to say, probably outdid myself this time. Pastry is crunchy, I like perfectly crunchy, not like too hard crunchy or a bit too soft. Just right for the kind of pastry we're eating here. And the jam, I kind of had my doubts about it when it was cold, but now it's all hot and stuff. I mean, it's wonderful stuff. You really, yeah, it's great. Anyway, well, I won't mark out of 10 because like I just mark everything I do out of 10. So yeah, it's a great dish. You really should try making this yourself. Like why not experiment with these if you're trying to make these yourself? Like maybe have a different kind of jam, or like use some bit more of this, bit more of that with the pastry. It could work. Anyway, that is enough for now. I'll see you in the junk cup. Well, another day gone. We've made some more great recipes. I mean, I really enjoyed the jam tart I had earlier. Very good, very nice. Gonna have more, make more sometime. Anyway, if you like this video, do be sure to like it and subscribe to it, and share it on your Facebook and Twitter. Also, follow my Instagram. I'll see y'all tomorrow.